Okay, let's look at compound interest, which sadly is how people get themselves in trouble with credit card bills because it is interest on interest. And a lot of times you will see the formula just written as the amount equals principal 1 plus the rate times time. And you have to be careful. That's why I like this formula above, is it reminds you that you have to divide your interest rate by the number of times it's compounded per year. So in other words, I can see my first one is monthly, so I'm going to have to divide by 12. And then you have to get the total time, which is, in this case, 12 months for 19 years. All right, so we can either use amount or you can use future value, but I can see that that is my principal. This is going to be the number of times it's compounded a year. That, of course, is my rate, and that is my time. So I can find the future value of this loan by taking $12,000, and then the formula, 1 plus my interest rate in decimal divided by 12, because it's being compounded 12 times a year. And this loan will last 12 times 19. And then I throw all that in a calculator. And I can see that if this was a credit card charge, this would be horrible. But you see people do this. If they go out and they buy something for $12,000, this is what they end up paying. But let's say this is good. This is a deposit. So you actually earned this money. And then, of course, you can figure out how much you earned by taking the $45,197.53 and subtracting 12,000. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I am a huge supporter of Excel because of reusability. And so we worked on simple interest. I'm going to make a new tab down here and double click and call it compound interest and make this bigger for my eyes, because I just find it easier with this reusability to set up a formula once that I can reuse over and over and over. Well, it looks like I'm going to need principal. Looks like I'm going to need rate, but actually rate divided by the number of times compounded a year. So we'll figure that out. I guess I'll make them capital so you can see them. And then, of course, I'm also going to need total time. So over here, probably what I would do is on my rate, so let's say yearly rate, and then I would also say number of times compounded a year. So once again, this is 12 for monthly, once for annually, and all that kind of good stuff. And then let's just call this, I know we have 2 times, but I think you'll understand when I plug in this formula. So I have 12,000. Hopefully that's enough zeros. 1, 2, 3. Is that 120,000? I'm trying to give you more money. 12,000. My rate is in decimal, but over here I want to make my rate, my yearly rate divided by the number of times it's compounded a year, which is 12 because it's monthly. And then my time is total time. So here it said 19 years, but the total time would be the number of times compounded, so monthly, and then 19. So in other words, it's 228 months, right? All right, I want to figure out my future value, or the amount of money, well, that as well, the amount of money that I have. So I can actually go back, go back through all these windows, and, well, maybe not take that, but let's go back and copy the formula just so I can kind of see it here and follow it. Okay, so I just threw it in my Excel to kind of remind me, so now I can actually follow it. So my future value, or A, the amount, equals the principal times, open a parentheses, 1 plus my rate divided, which I did the divided by n over there, raised to the total time. Okay, so I did these computations over here, and you'll see why here in a second. And then I get my money, 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 money. So that looks good, right? So my amount of interest then would be how much I ended up with 228 months later, and then of course what I started with. So again, why would I go to the trouble and do this? All right, let's go to your next problem. So the next problem here shows that my principal is $6,000, my rate 1.19%, and this is compounded daily, so that's going to be what, $365 for 1 year. So I can plug all this in. 6,000, my future value is going to equal 6,000 times 1 plus 0.0119. Remember, you move the decimal 2 places to the left, divided by 365 days a year, and then raised to 365 days times 1. And I throw all that in my calculator, and I get this answer. Well, I'm tired of picking up the calculator, so what is Cindy going to do? I'm going to go to Excel. So all I'm going to do is just change these numbers. So it was what, 6,000. My rate was 0.0119. The number of times compounded a year was 365. Okay, so it was compounded 300 daily. And then the time was 1. And you see, I get my answer. So it's pretty smart. And I know they have all these calculators out there on the web and everything. But if you set something up like this in Excel, you'll have everything together. When you do simple interest, when you do compound interest. Now I believe, yeah, over here might be a good idea, the same thing, to put things in highlighted that you don't want to touch, right? These are formulas. Now I did notice something right away that some of you might question. What is that? That is scientific notation. If I right click on it and format my cells, all this means is to move the decimal 5 places to the left. I can change it to a number, and look, if I put more decimals, then I can actually see that value. It's just in scientific notation. But really, 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 if you use Excel, I think you will see the reusability of it is wonderful.